Dumelang Sanbanani, I'm Shani. Hello, hi. It's your girl Gia Morake and welcome to my channel. Okay, Morake, where it's all about fashion, beauty, and self-care. Honey, ooh, look at that. Anyways, if you're new to this channel, please do subscribe because it's about to get lit. And if you're my regulars, welcome back. So I've been doing fashion and beauty, né? But now it's time to take care of ourselves, guys. It's time I show you how I'd like to take care of myself. This video is the first week's 21 to Fitness with Gia meal prep. Yes, I'm so excited but nervous at the same time. But anyways, let's not waste time and get into it. Okay, if you haven't seen my intro about the 21 to Fitness with Gia, please do check it out. I'll put it somewhere here on top on one of the corners, because it does like explain literally everything that I want to do on this new health and fitness journey of mine that I'd like you guys to join me on. So I also did explain when it comes to the meal prepping, you know, what type of meal prep I'll be doing, and yeah, what type of diets I'll be doing. We are doing the 3-2-1 diet that I learned from TikTok, and yeah, I explained it in the intro. Basically, we're going to choose 3 vegetables, 2 proteins, and 1 carb. I don't want to really like include carbs a lot in my diet. Like, I really want to decrease when it comes to carbs. So it's whether this week I'm just like going to include just like something simple, just 1 carb like for the whole week. It is Wednesday. I was supposed to start this on Monday, but I did explain that in the intro why I'm starting late. So like, it's only for 5 days this week. I just need to prep for 5 days. I don't need to do much, right? So let me show you guys what I got for this week. Let's start with the 3 vegetables. As I explained, I always do a green vegetable and a sweet one, and then the other one can be anything. So the greens, we have green beans. Okay? For the sweet, we have sweet corn. And then for any other vegetables, we have baby potatoes. Right. Now, let's get into the protein. For the protein, as I always said, we always be doing chicken. Every week we're doing chicken, just in different ways. So we have chicken here that I've defrosted the white meat parts that I don't like. So I'm basically going to debone that. And we also have mince meat. Ooh, we have beef mince meat, which was like, I got for like 32 rand. Yeah, 32 rand. And yeah, you'll see how I'll make it a little bit, because it's only 5 days, so this should be enough for the 5 days. And then for the carbs, I'm going to make tortilla wraps. Is that how you pronounce it? Tortilla wraps. That's what I'm having for carbs. Then let's get into breakfast as well, né? For breakfast, I don't really do prep, depending on what is it exactly that I'll be having. Sometimes I do prep, sometimes I don't. But this week, I don't need to make any prep, because some of it is included in the meal prep that I'll be doing for lunch and dinner. So I will be eating 2 times for breakfast in the morning, depending what time I wake up, right? That's breakfast snack, and that is main breakfast. So 2 breakfast snacks options are oatmeal with fruit. Sorry guys, if you see me looking down, I'm reading from my notes. So it's oatmeal with fruit. I do have like some apples and pears that I had from last week that's left, so that's what I can have, and some fruit, which I have pineapple and watermelon. I got like 3 pineapples for 50 rand at Food Lovers Market. So those are the breakfast snack, oatmeal with fruit or just fruit on its own. And then for the main breakfast, I am having mushroom and cheese omelets and loaded fries as well. Those are the 2 options for the main breakfast. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get into the making of it.
Okay, so I started with the green beans. I just fried them in some oil and used some salt. and then I did the same with the sweet corn, but I used butter and some parsley and a little bit of salt. I cut entire packet of potatoes, ensuring that they're the same size, and I boiled them. Just after 10 minutes, I removed half of the potatoes and let the rest boil until soft. For the ones that are not soft yet, I put in a pan with salt. In a cup, I added some butter, some garlic, and parsley. And you're going to put that in the micro oven to melt and pour it over your potatoes and mix evenly. I then grilled these in the oven until golden brown and crispy. Once the other half of the potato are soft, you're going to strain the water and mash them. Then you're going to add your butter and some aromate, mix that up, and you're done. Now we get into the protein. I started off by deboning the chicken. Now I can't really explain how to debone a chicken, but you just basically move your knife where the bone is and try to remove the meat from the bone. Once I am done deboning the chicken, it's time to add some flavor. I added some salt, paprika, parsley, cinnamon, and chicken spice, and I'm going to mix that well, ensuring that all the chicken pieces are coated. I fried my chicken with cooking oil, and while I waited for that to cook, I made the sauce. So in another pan, I mixed butter, garlic, and I added honey, some soy sauce, and a little bit of water. Mix that well, and I'm just gonna let it sit to simmer until it thickens up a little bit. Once your sauce and chicken is ready, you're going to pour your sauce over the chicken and mix it well, and you're going to let the chicken simmer in the sauce for a few minutes until it just absorbs most of the sauce. How delicious does this garlic honey chicken look? Anyways, let's get into the minced meat. So in a pan with oil, I sauteed onions and pepper and garlic as well. Then I added my minced meat and I let that fry a little bit before I added my spices. For my spices, I used the usual paprika and parsley, and I added barbecue spice, and of course you cannot forget your salt. Mix that all together. I then added grated tomatoes and a little bit of sugar to balance the acid of the tomatoes. Once the mixture cooked a little bit, I added some tomato sauce and Worcestershire sauce for that barbecuey flavor. And then I added some water and just let it cook, let it absorb the water until it's just nice and saucy and thick. For a little bit of spiciness, I added the very peri hot sauce, mixed it up, let that sit, and this is how the mince look. How delicious. Anyway, moving on to the tortilla wraps. I don't have proper measurements, guys. Me, I'm one person who just makes. So in a bowl, I put some flour, some salt, some parsley, and rosemary. Mix that up before I added plain yogurt. It can be any type of plain yogurt. I'm going to mix that all together with the spoon before I transfer it to the chopping board so that I can mix it with my hands. A bigger actual mixing bowl would be much easier. It's just that I don't have one. On the chopping board, you're going to knead it or mix it until it creates a dough, so you can add more plain yogurt if you have to, or more flour, and ensure that the dough does not stick to your hands. And then I added some butter to that to soften it up, and just kneaded it until the butter is evenly mixed in the dough. Once I am done with the dough, I'm just going to shape it into a ball and put it in the bowl and cover it up. Leave it to sit for like 30 minutes or more so that it can become more soft. This is how the dough came out after leaving it for more than 30 minutes. It is nice and soft and it is mixed well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate the dough by cutting it into half or breaking it into half, breaking that half into the half, breaking that other half into a half. You guys get the drill. So I'm basically just going to create equal balls from the dough. Please do ensure that the balls are covered so that they don't get dry while you do this. So obviously on the chopping board, you ensure that it has some flour. You're going to put your ball there. Ensure that it also has flour so that it does not stick to the chopping board or to the roller. And you're just going to roll it out into a nice circle. In a pan that's been preheated, you are going to place your tortilla. You don't need any oil because it has butter already in it. And you're just going to let it sit until it creates these balls. Please look carefully. Do you see the balls that it created on top? Now, what I like to do is to move the edges of the tortilla to the middle of the pan, because you know most of the time that's where there is most heat, so that it cooks evenly and not just the middle of the tortilla is cooked. I flipped it around and I did the same with the edges like I did the first time. Immediately when you're done with your tortilla, put it in something that is covered so that it can keep the heat. The heat is what's going to help the tortilla stay nice and soft. And that's so easy, guys, like very easy, right? And that's it. This is my meal or ingredients prep for this week. And to see what exactly I'll be making with these guys, please do stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time on the vlog showing you what exactly I had using these ingredients. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Goodbye.